Hey, welcome again, everyone. Happy Tuesday. And it's lovely to see you all here. So we'll need a ball. You can have your blocks and strap handy, maybe a blanket to support yourself as you're sitting. And just getting comfortable in your seat. And our mudra that we're practicing as part of our class this week is Apana Mudra, which is one of the currents of prana, which is life energy. And life energy is just everywhere in nature, especially in the springtime. Everything you see is just bursting with color and just kind of waiting to pop. And that's the prana is high, shall we say, right now, which is nice. So there's also the prana in the body tends to rise upward in the heart and kind of giving us this uplifting feeling. And there's the current that balances that out is apana. Apana flows downward. So it grounds us, keeps us stable, our digestion is good, we're rooted to the earth. So it's an important balance to the life energy of uprising. So you just take your thumb and your middle and ring finger together, tips of those fingers, and then the index and pinky just stay long. And the hands can come down so the back of your hands rest on your lap. And feel free to close your eyes as you settle into your seat. And just allowing now that sense of rooting, of coming into your body, focusing your inner attention down to the support beneath you. So it's a practice to just connect yourself to what you're rooted to right now. Feel your feet and your legs, maybe your hips, whatever your pelvis is resting on. And then just feeling into the body. So the sense of the lower body, the apana, this wind of prana, flows downward from the navel through the legs to the feet and the earth. So if we were too much focus on that, right, we wouldn't have anything to lift out of that rooting. So we need the balance, sense of grounding and lifting simultaneously. And then sensing into your breath now, feel the flow of the breath. Prana is flowing in as the breath here. And sensing your exhalation for a moment. So just feeling the exhale moving down directionally toward the legs and feet. And the inhale just flowing in naturally. And again, the exhale, when it arises, just sensing this downward current. Just a few more breaths like that. Letting the exhale be a bit more in your focus here. And sense that the inhale just naturally arises after the perhaps little pause at the exhale. This is a wonderful practice to return to, just even 2 minutes, 1 minute throughout the day when you have time or think of it. And after your next exhale, bring hands together in Anjali Mudra as a gesture of honor to yourself and to this moment. And bow your head to yourself. to each other too. Release your hands, open your eyes. All right, so let's take yourself just down to the floor on your back for a moment. And have your strap handy. You can have something under your head if that's how you like to lie on your back. And you won't need any loop in your strap or anything at this point. We're just going to warm up the legs and feet a little bit here. So we'll take your feet to the floor and bring your knees bent about hip distance apart. Your arms can be anywhere that you like. And then just start to wiggle the toes a little bit. So you feel the big toes lift maybe a little, and then all the little toes wiggling, just to sense maybe there's some sensations there that you can notice in your feet. And then keep the toes relaxed. Press down into the balls of the feet and raise the heels. And then press the heels down and raise the balls of the feet. And then alternate that for a moment. It's kind of like when you raise up onto your toes when you're standing. And sensing the way the ankles rock here. Pressing through the balls of the feet and then pressing through the heels. And then bring the whole foot, each foot to the floor, and start to take the legs out, the knees out to the side. So you're rolling onto the edges, the outer edges of the feet. And then come back to center. And maybe as you bring the knees together, depending on how far or wide they are, you might feel yourself roll to the inner edges of the feet. So we're going a little bit out and then back in, and just feeling how the feet, how you're moving your legs and your feet sort of respond to that movement. Okay, so pelvis is staying nice and grounded here. Good. And now let's bring the knees back to center. Take the left leg up towards the sky. Catch your strap around the left foot. Go right around the ball of the foot. Bringing the left leg a little straighter. Now you can keep the right foot leg bent or straighten it out along the ground as you like. And then hold one tail of the strap in each hand and pull gently with the left hand down and then the right hand down. So your foot, as your left foot is relaxed here, you're rotating the forefoot or the midfoot, as we might call it. So the strap is right around the ball of the foot. Let's see what's available there. And then bring the foot back to center. And let's point the foot up into the strap. And then gently pull the strap down so the foot flexes. And a couple of point and flex there. Now the flexion won't be quite as much, right, as the pointing probably, just because you've got more coming into the back of the leg, the calf and the hamstring. Okay. And then we'll go ahead and take the belt away, bring the left foot down, take the right foot up, strap around the ball of the foot, and holding one strap in each hand. Remembering just the basics here, that when you hold the strap, you can have your elbows on the floor, or you can have your arms straight, but have your shoulders relaxed back to the floor. Okay. And then relax the right foot and just give a little pull, one strap at a time, down towards the ground. So you see that your foot turns slightly. Okay. This is called eversion and inversion of your foot from the anatomy side of things. And then pause that in the center and then press the ball of the foot up into the belt and then pull gently with the straps. So you're flexing and pointing here. And then pause that and take a breath. And then we'll take the strap away, bring your foot back down. Let's turn onto one side and come on over onto a hands and knees position. And you can have anything that you need under your knees here for a moment. If you like to have your more support for your hands and wrists, you can have blocks under your hands as well, just however it works for you here. And then let's move into a little cat and cow this morning, rounding the back on exhale and inhale. So feel the tail lengthen away. The tailbone drops down on the rounding of the cat. And lift some cow. Okay. Sensing into your whole spine here. And your breath. Good. Now let's curl the toes under if you can. Whatever part of your toes meet the floor. And then shift back without letting your hips touch your heels. Just shifting back. Feel the toes stretch, top of the, or the, rather the underside of the toes. And then come forward. And then again, sit back, stretching out through the bottoms of the toes. Try to have the heels facing straight up toward the sky. Let's do that once more. So it's like lifting your toes, but you're not. You're letting the floor do that. Okay, good. And then from there, let's just walk the hands back, come up into standing, however you like to get there. I like to back up and come all the way up that way, but whatever you need to do to get there. And then we're going to take your ball. And I think mine is tucked away somewhere else. So just grab the ball here. Tennis balls are good. Lacrosse balls are a little hard, but I know some people like to use them. So you're going to just take the ball to the floor and figure out which foot you want to start with. And then roll the ball under the foot. And just go back and forth as feels comfortable here this morning. Sometimes the morning provides a little more sensation because you haven't moved through your body as much as later in the day. Just traversing the whole bottom of the foot here. And because of our shorter practice today, we're not going to do a lot with the rolling of the feet, but just to kind of warm up the tissue a little more. So let's switch feet. Just a simple rolling of the bottom of the foot. Going along the bones. If you find a sweet spot that you want to linger at, that's good as well. Okay. And then after your next roll around there, feels kind of nice, you can take the foot back to the floor, take your ball aside for now. Now we'll stand at the top of your mat. You can have your blocks out in front of you if you like. And what we're going to do is just sense our balance and how the feet and legs are moving this morning. You can keep your hands on your hips and put a small little bend through the knees so the knees are not locked. And then shift the weight over to your left foot. Take your right foot back, land on the ball of the foot, do one little dip, lunge here, and then shift forward and float the right foot up. And then step the right foot back, land on the ball of the foot, a little dip, and then bring the leg forward. We'll do a few of these, same leg, just sensing how are things today in your balance. Now, when you're taking your right foot back, you want to try and keep the right foot in line with the right hip so it doesn't shift off too much to the right or diagonally. And just notice, how is your left foot receiving the ground? The leg that's keeping you stable as the other one moves through. Okay, last one. Keep the knee floating now and just pause here. Can you sense the weight through the left foot, through the heel, ball of the big toe, and base of the pinky toe? And then bring your right foot to the ground. And we'll do the same thing to the second side. So shift weight, first a little bend in the knees, I like to do that. Shift weight to the right foot and then step back lunge and a little pulse there and then come to balance. So your eyes play a role in your balance, of course. And you may need a wall just to help you stay a little more steady. I'm noticing on this side that my right big toe, the front foot, likes to grip and kind of clutch the floor. So our toes are often used to help with balance, of course. Let's see if you can relax the toes a bit on your front foot and how your right foot is receiving the ground. Okay, a couple more. I'm not going very low, but you can go as low as feels good for you. I'll do one more here. The last one, we're going to hold the floating the left leg, and just again, finding that communication with the ground with your right foot. And then bring your left foot back to the earth. Let's take the arms up to the sky and rise up onto the balls of the feet here. Sensing the big toe ball, little toe, and are the toes tending to want to grip? Bring your hands to your heart, sit back through your heels and into chair pose. And then fold forward. Ooh, standing forward bend. Blocks under hands could be helpful. Fold over your hips here. And surrendering to that sense of earthiness, ground beneath you. Breathing into the back body. Now let's take the right foot back and we'll come onto the ball of the right foot for a moment in a lunge. And then as you start to open the right leg out towards warrior two, sensing the top of the right thigh, that turns out as well. So the whole hip, the right hip now, should be a little higher than your left hip, okay? Your pelvis, we'll say. And then the foot is turned out. Now push through the left foot and come up into your warrior two. Okay, so that helps when we turn the pelvis open like that. Now the right side of your pelvis is a little forward of the left. That's good harmony between your hip and your foot here. So then the left knee is bent. Let's turn the front palm up and take a little side stretch, opening up. Notice where your gaze goes, where you feel that, again, the relationship to the floor. And let's come out, tilt out, sweep the arms back down to your blocks here. And now sense as you turn, rotate back into lunge, turn your whole leg to the ball of the foot. And then stay here and pull the heel a little forward and press the back heel back. So we're just, again, hinging at the toes. And let's do that one more time. So turn the right foot down and heel drops, rotate the right thigh to the right, and then open up into warrior two again. So just feeling again, really nice, everybody. I love when everybody comes up. Take your front palm, opening up. So exhale, flowing with the body here, hands to the floor. Feel the whole leg and foot turn to the floor. Pull the heel forward and back on that back foot. And then push through the right foot, step forward, sit back into an active squat here. And then root down, rise up, feel the earth beneath you, reaching up. So prana rising to the sky, exhale, hands to the heart, sit back into chair. Now in chair pose, you might feel a little more weight in the heels, but we want to sense the weight through the balls of the feet as well. And then fold Uttanasana. So standing forward bend, be here a moment. Remember bending from the hips. Okay, one more breath. And then left leg comes back, landing on the ball of the foot in the lunge. Now turning the left foot out, feel the whole, it's like the left thigh rotates out. Left side of the pelvis is a little higher, come up, pushing through the right foot, warrior two. Turn the front palm up, opening up space through the side body. Now we'll come back, hands down to the blocks. Stay here with your back leg as it is, so that you can then feel the turning of the leg and the foot, ball of the foot to the floor. Pull the heel forward and backward. Try not to lock the left knee. And let's do that one more time. So we're just a little more consciously how we're getting into warrior two with this back leg this morning. Push through the right foot, coming up. Because sometimes our minds go to the pose. And so we just sort of get there however we get there. Just having a little bit more conscientious awareness, right arm goes up, and how your body moves into these different positions and postures. You know? Feel the earth beneath you. Exhale, cartwheel, hands down. Now we're transitioning back into a lunge foot again. Pull the back heel forward and back. Moving along the toes. Okay, and then push through the left foot, step the foot forward, sit back into an active squat. Exhale down through the legs, and then inhale, rise, push through the earth, reach up and to the sky, hands to the heart. Good. Now let's just take your strap for a moment and hold on to I'm going to fold my strap in half because it's a little bit long. So have the strap out in front of you with your arms, your hands holding the strap. We do this quite often. And the arms wider than the shoulders. Now, just before we do anything at all, what I'd like you to do here is just shift your weight into the balls of the feet more. So your whole body starts to go forward. Now the feet and toes here, the toes will grip a little to stop you from falling. Okay, essentially. So you're sort of just whoop, going forward. Now go backward too far, right? And the balls of the feet start to lift. So that's kind of that'll happen sometimes when we move our arms. So find your center of ground between the balls of your feet and the heels, and then raise your arms up without shifting forward or backward. So there's no momentum here. Giving a little pull on the belt. So this shifts the movement into your shoulders, which is where we really want this movement to occur. So up and down is comfortable. And using the ground and your feet to notice if you're shifting. Inhale up, exhale down. Let's do two more like that. And I see on my far wall over there is a little spider. Got a lot of spiders today. Go ahead and bring your arms down. Okay, now let's take the strap behind you, holding with the palms facing forward, hands just a little wider than the pelvis, and separate your feet now about shoulder width distance. Take the arms back. Now bend the knees and bow forward, take the arms up. And noticing if you shifted into the balls of the feet. So we want to stay grounded through the whole the 3 points of the bottoms of the feet here, pulling the strap apart slightly. Okay, on your inhale, ground down, rise all the way back up. Release your hands from the strap and take your strap down to the floor. Okay, so good. Let's come back down now onto your back, the way we started. And we're just going to come back to that constructive rest position where you have your knees bent, hip distance apart, feet on the floor. Class flies by for me, which is a good thing, I guess. Now let's settle here just a moment and take your right leg up towards the sky. Turn the leg so the foot and the toes point out to the right. And then try to bring your ankle to your left knee. And notice if you had to tuck your pelvis to get it there, right? Or had to kind of shift in your pelvis to get it there. It's okay, not a problem. But just know that there's a limitation in your hip socket that is not allowing you to get the foot there. It's okay. So that's what we work on in our practice. And then take your legs, keeping the ankle to knee, go to the left and over to the right now. So we're rocking the pelvis side to side. Let your shoulders and arms, your ribs relax. And stay over to the left for a moment. So you're stretching the outer right hip a bit. Breathing here. Let the front of your shoulders relax and soften. And then coming back to the middle, take the right foot down. Now we'll take the left leg up. See if you can turn the thigh bone out. So the knee and the foot turn out to the left. And then where does your heel get? Ankle to knee, right? It's a little trickier for me on the side. Okay, so then keeping the ankle to the knee, dropping the legs side to side, roll your pelvis. Feel how your right foot responds, the one that's on the floor, as you roll your pelvis. And then stay to the right, breathing into your left hip here. So appreciating the ground that gives us support, steadiness, so that we can navigate through the day and all the winds of change that might arise, the unexpected. We stay rooted and anchored in our own body. Come back to center, release your foot, and then just hold one knee in each hand here. Circle the knees around. And bring your feet back to the floor. Take your hands to your middle body, center of the body here, and breathing into your hands. Maybe a mantra or phrase, I am grounded to the earth. I am grounded in my body. Relaxing into your breath. Slow breath in, perhaps reaching through your arms and legs. Rolling to one side. Making your way back into a seat.